Select your character.
Here I come, Sonic!
What is up? We are back finally with another Sonic Adventure DX video. So this time we are playing Tails' story. So Tails' story is basically Sonic's story repeated, but with races this time. So you're basically racing Sonic in every single stage for the most part. So we start off with Tails in his tornado, as you remember from Sonic's story when he crashes. So as you can see, he's in his tornado and he's crashing into the beach. And then Sonic, that's when Sonic does his whole level and he's on, you know, and he finally makes it, he saves Tails. And there's this little cutscene right here where Sonic, you know, helps out Tails and all that stuff. And yeah, so they make it back to Station Square, and what you'll see is that in a little bit, once they start talking, that Sonic, yeah, it's like, yeah, from his beach level, he saw him falling down. So basically, it's never like Tails to crash, so there had to be something going on. So yeah, he was testing out a new power supply with his tornado. So yeah. So that's basically what this whole cutscene is about. And Tails shows off his Chaos Emerald, of course. So I guess that was like he was testing out the Chaos Emerald for his tornado, his plane. So he's gonna go to the workshop to the Mystic Ruins, where they will be able to find, I believe, Dr. Eggman right there. And that's where in Sonic's story he fights, I forgot, the Egg Hornet, I believe it's called. And since Tails' story is basically just a repeat of Sonic for the most part, he's gonna be the one fighting the Egg Hornet this time. So as you can see, there's Dr. Eggman, the whole cutscene that you can probably remember from the Sonic story. And you know, you got Dr. Robotnik, you know, aura farming in his little egg shuttle, whatever the hell you want to call it, egg hover, I don't know what you call it. But yeah, so see this dude, Dr. Eggman, same old cutscene. So he's gonna pull out to the ocean, and he's gonna pull up with his Egg Hornet. And here is the same boss from Sonic's story. So basically, it's the same rules apply. You wait for this dude to dive, and then you hit him. Same thing, you just dodge all his missiles, and then you just wait until he dies so you can hit him again. So just do that over. I think it's like 3 or 4 hits to end this guy. So it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I mean, it's the first boss, so I guess it was 3 hits. And yeah, we beat the first boss for Tails' story. So Dr. Eggman, you know, that goofy, you know, defeating thingy. And as you can remember from Sonic's story, it's Dr. Eggman steals the Chaos Emerald again, you know, and then he's gonna feed it to the one and only Chaos, as you are about to see right now. So, you know, there he is. There's Chaos right there. So basically, I'm planning on like uploading once a month when it comes to this series for Sonic Adventure DX. I am going to be uploading every 23rd of the month for Sonic Adventure DX videos. So that's how it's gonna be, every 23rd of the month. So July 23rd, you can expect Knuckles' story coming up. Once a week uploads. So there you go, there's Chaos. That's always his little dream, Robotnik Land. But you know, and he eventually does build it, I'll give you that. He eventually does build it. I believe it's in Sonic Unleashed that he already has it built. So yeah, as you can see, chaos must be stopped. If you can keep him away from more emeralds, right? Of course, of course. Let's find those chaos emeralds. So basically, we go and get that windstone, go to Mystic Valley, and then we are going to go to Windy Valley, and then we are gonna race Sonic. So it is the same exact level as Sonic's story, that's final act, so pretty straightforward. And with Tails, since he can fly, you know, he can skip for the most part, and it was pretty easy, and we won it. So yeah, that is basically the gist of Tails' story. It's basically just racing everybody. Racing Sonic for the most part, and I believe Dr. Eggman for the last part. So we are going to Casino Night, and you know how Sonic had his light speed, all Tails needed to do was fly and hit that switch for Casinopolis. So Tails is racing Sonic, but it's only in the sewer section of the Casino Night zone, which is when Sonic, I believe, he exits one of the pinballs or something and he ends up in the sewer. That's basically what the race is right here. So basically you're trying to go for Chaos Emeralds again, and yeah, he's gonna eventually make it there. Pretty straightforward. And Tails, it's pretty easy with Tails because he can fly, so you can see on that bar, the progress bar, Sonic is pretty far back. So just Sonic's story, you unlock the ice cap zone with that ice crystal, and right here is the same exact scene from Sonic's story when Dr. Eggman pulls up and he puts them to sleep to steal that Chaos Emerald. So that is basically what is going on here. He said, boom, get away from there, boom, he abducts that Chaos Emerald like nothing, like stealing candy from a baby, and he just gets out, bro, and they take a fat ass nap. And they wake up finally. This is basically identical to Sonic's story for this part. So as you can see, Dr. Eggman stole the Chaos Emerald, and yeah, Sonic apparently has another Chaos Emerald. So yeah, so Eggman only stole one, and then he stole another one, the first one from the Egg Hornet boss. So there you go, we are unlocking ice cap zone. And yeah, so basically this one is just the snowboarding section for ice cap zone. That's basically the whole race. So Tails is racing and snowboarding against Sonic for the Chaos Emerald, and yeah, so pretty easy. That's what's happening here, and we won it. Got that Chaos Emerald. We are just like that. So basically now we had to do the same thing with Sonic, which Knuckles being tricked. We gotta fight Knuckles once again. So yeah, as you can see, he's being tricked, and so this time it's Tails that's fighting Knuckles, of course. So canonically it's Sonic, of course, but you know, because Tails is a part with Sonic for basically his whole story. You're basically just redoing it, and Tails is like as if it was Tails, but yeah. So basically here is what's going on. It's pretty easy because Knuckles has no guard. You just hit him, and so just hit him 3 times and then you win. Simple as that. And boom, Tails drops both Chaos Emeralds that he has, and Eggman pulls up, steals his Chaos Emeralds, and he gives them the Chaos, which is the same exact boss in Sonic's story, which is the third transformation of Chaos. So I think it's Chaos 3. So Knuckles is like, oh nah, you tricked me. You're like, bro, no, oh really? Like, you really got tricked again, bro? Yeah. So basically, man, Knuckles is being tricked every single game in the past. I mean, he's finally growing out of it, like in the present day game, so that's a good thing. He's been growing out of it. You gotta give him his props for that. But as it stands for Knuckles, you know, he's for these past games, bro, man's getting tricked 24/7. I believe this is the last time he gets tricked though. I don't remember if Sonic Advanced was before or after this game, but if it was after, then it was Sonic Advance something, after Sonic Advance 3 or something. But yeah, he's always getting tricked, man, since his first appearance until this game or Sonic Advance. So yeah, there's Chaos right there. Chaos 3, and we're gonna fight him just like for Sonic's boss. So here we are, Chaos 3. Chaos 4, okay, I stand corrected. Chaos 4. Man, so basically it's the same exact thing. Tails is easier because you can just fly and you know all that stuff. So all you gotta do is hit him when he rises up from the water after doing it, you know, knocking over all the lily pads and stuff. So yeah, just keep up the momentum, let him do his thing, and then once he finally gets tired and raises up to the water, you just hit that little brain of his right there. And it's 3 hits like per usual, like with the egg cornet, and then boom, just gonna rise up in a little bit, and then just gonna give him that nice little hit on the brain to end the boss. And boom, we got Chaos 4. So now here is the egg carrier, in which Eggman pulls up. He's gonna steal the Chaos Emerald and stuff, and as you can remember from Sonic's story, it leads to the most annoying level of all time in this game, Sky Chase. It's so tedious. I hate that level with all my blood. I don't know what to say. But yeah, so Dr. Eggman, he's gonna dip to his egg carrier, and Knuckles is gonna order farmer as always, be like, nah, like you guys got this, bro. I got my own things to deal with, because at this point of the story, he's finding his like pieces of the Master Emerald and stuff like that. So yeah, so he's like basically he's doing all that stuff. So Sonic always order farming with that stance in this game for whatever reason. So yeah, and then they look at Knuckles like, yeah, you guys go. I got my own stuff to deal with, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let him be his aura farmer as per usual. And yeah, there he goes, and here we go for Sky Chase. Tails pulling up in his red tornado, the first one before it crashes. So yeah, this is what's happening. Tails pulling up with his red tornado, and we are about to go into Sky Chase. Now we are back in the most annoying level of all time, Sky Chase Zone. And I'm not even gonna bother to show this stupid level, so you know, as you remember, he falls, and Tails in this story, once he falls, he's, you know, basically in a dream. It's basically a flashback. I don't know if it's when he met Sonic or if it's just like him adventuring with Sonic or whatever. But yeah, it's a flashback, you know, him admiring Sonic and, you know, adventuring with him. This is the Forest of the Mystic Ruins right here. And yeah. And then finally, Tails wakes up in front of that same area where they fought Knuckles in the Mystic Ruins and where they fought Chaos. Chaos was fought in that water right there in that little crater. So Tails wakes up, he's like, oh man, those memories, man, brings back memories. But yeah, you know, these days, he's like, oh yeah, like I owe so much to Sonic. So you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to go to the forest, and I am gonna get this Chaos Emerald so I can power up my blue tornado. So he is gonna make the second tornado, his blue tornado, to be able to get into Sky Chase, and that is when he would save Sonic from Red Mountain. So that is what's happening right here. So to get that Chaos Emerald, Tails has its own unique stage where it's Sandhill, and it's basically just snowboarding, well, sandboarding. And that's basically all it is, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Just go through all the little gates and get the Chaos Emerald. And then after this level, Tikal's spirit pulls up, and as you see, Tails is carrying Froggy, and he is now in the Mystic Ruins from the past. Tikal is showing him a vision of the ancient ruins back then. That is the Mystic Ruins back then with Tikal's time, Tikal and Chaos's time. So, you know, I'm just exploring around a little bit. Pretty nice, you know, it's pretty nice. I spent a good amount of time looking for what I needed to do here. I was like, man, what do I do here? It was pretty nice to explore, but the whole purpose was to get Tails' power up, which is to be able to spin, you know, like his little spin in it, like, yeah, like tail attacks basically. So we're gonna be needing that. So Tails finally makes it to the cutscene after getting his little badge for his power up, and there's Tikal. Tikal's like, hey, what up? How are you, my friend? Like, even though, like, I don't know, like, they're all echidnas, and then she sees a fox, like, hey, bro, she cool like that, she chill like that. So, like, yeah, the phrase she was talking about is, like, I guess, how you talk to the Master Emerald to, like, power down the Chaos Emeralds, or power them up, I guess. So, yeah, Tikal is showing Tails' vision of how everything used to be. And she says the phrase again on how to do all that stuff. So Tails awakes in that same spot where they fought Knuckles in Chaos 4, and Tails is still holding Froggy, and as you can see, there's the homie Big pulling up to retrieve his best friend, his frog, and damn, he falls right on him. And he's like, alright bro, my bad bro, you can have your frog, And Froggy decides to just jump on Big's head like that and just dip. So basically the whole lore is that Froggy ate Chaos's tail, and I guess Chaos wants his tail back, so he's acting weird, acting kind of possessed by Chaos because he has his tail. So Froggy is basically running from Big the whole game, and Big is trying to fish him out. And that is what we will be doing in maybe 3 months from now. So yeah. So Tails finally powers up his Blue Tornado with that Chaos Emerald, and now we are on to the most annoying stage of all time again. Sky Chase Act 2. Isn't that wonderful? But yeah, at least he's dripped out with that Blue Tornado. So yeah, they're pulling up, Tails flies out, and then he goes to Red Mountain, where Sonic was after he completed his mission when he was trying to track down the egg carrier. So that is when Tails pulls up. Hey yo, Sonic, pull up. You know, I got the plane ready. And that is where the capsule was, as you can see. And then Sonic's like, hey yo bro, like how do I get over there? Like, hey yo, there's Sonic. And Tails pulls up, alright bro, like hop on the plane bro. And Sonic's like, alright bet, alright, I got you, let me get on the plane with you, and we go to the egg carrier. So that's what he did, he jumped, you know, that little aura jump. And they're all just flying around to finally get to the most annoying level of all time once again. So yeah, what do you say? We nailed those guys, you got it, hang on. And boom, we on to Sky Chase Act 2. So yeah, after that, you know, same thing. They crash onto the egg carrier, and yeah, they crash on. Tails pulls up. Like, oh man, there's no landing gear. So yeah, thing is really huge. And then, you know, the same old cutscene. Basically, they're trying to find Amy, and you know, yeah, let's do this. So basically, it is time to go and to the sky deck, I believe. Sky deck is the next level, I believe, of this stage. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, the egg carrier is transforming into whatever mode that is. And then yeah. Now we are on a sky deck. So as you remember from Sonic's story, it was pretty annoying with Sonic, but with Tails, you're actually pretty lucky because we are only doing the beginning act part, not the part where everything is falling apart and then, you know, that whole ladder thingy with the gravity and stuff. So yeah, this one was actually pretty easy, not tedious at all, really at all. So, you know, pretty straightforward. Tails can fly, so yeah, you'll beat Sonic pretty easily. And we go into the actual inside the egg carrier. So Tails is gonna go up to fight Gamma. So basically this was the Gamma boss for Sonic's story, but obviously you're playing as Tails this time, and as if it were Tails. Obviously canonically it's Sonic fighting Gamma, but yeah, this time it's Tails fighting him for his story, because you just gotta he's just Tails, bro. You gotta give him something to do. Gamma is the GOAT. Gamma is the GOAT. So, you know, they have their little sparring session. Tails beats him. And then, yeah, as Tails is about to pull up and beat him, you know, he's like, I bet, let me finish this robot off. And Amy's like, no, wait, this is my homie, bro. Don't kill him, bro. He's my homie. No, he saved me. He freed me from myself and all that stuff. So it's like, nah, he's my friend, bro. He helped me, so don't hurt him, please. And Tails is like, alright, bro, I guess you must have your reasons, so yeah, why not? I bet, like, I'll spare him. He seems like a chill guy. So yeah, why not? So yeah, as you can see, Dr. Eggman, you know, the ship is losing its altitude, and then Sonic's like, alright, bro, take Amy out of here. And basically this is where Sonic goes on to find Big, and I believe he fights Chaos 6. I think it's the transformation in Sonic's story. And yeah, the egg carrier falls down, and then basically Tails is in Station Square now. So Tails wakes up in Station Square after flying, he flies to Station Square with Amy and her Flicky, and he just lands down right there in the middle of Station Square. And then that Flicky, you know, looking for his parents as always. And there's Dr. Eggman, bro, like after escaping that egg carrier, and he crashes down. He's like, oh nah, man. So basically, Eggman's like, oh man, I need to get like these missiles or something, like some bomb or something. And Tails is like, nah, man, like we can't let that happen. He's like, oh, there's Eggman, like what happened to Sonic? Cause like, bro, he was on the plane, so maybe he's like gone or something. I was like, I don't know, I'm worried about Sonic. So yeah, there's Dr. Eggman right there. He's like, man, I'm finished. Chaos was defeated, and now my egg carrier is ruined. You know, so Sonic, you know, he beat him, and then he's like, I will destroy Station Square anyway. Like, this dude is a top, like, D1 hater, bro. Dude wants to just destroy Station Square for the fun of it, just so he can build Eggman Land. Bro wants to destroy an entire city so he can build Eggman Land on top of it. That is just diabolical, bro. So Tails is like, oh man, like this is going on, bro. Like, I'm seeing all this stuff, and there's that missile in the water, and then Dr. Eggman is planning to use that to destroy the Station Square. So he is going to Speed Highway to launch that missile. So basically Tails is trying to stop that missile. Never mind, I guess it hit. Looks like that missile was a dud. It was a dud. So Eggman's like, man, I'll deal with this myself. So he's going to go to that missile, trying to retrieve that missile and like fix it and all that stuff so he can use it. So he's like, Tails like, oh man, I gotta get to that missile before he detonates. But Sonic,
Station Square depends on me. Sonic! I've changed a lot since I've started hanging with Sonic. But I can't depend on him forever. I know I can do this by myself. Okay, Eggman, bring it on!
So Tails has his own like moment of like, alright bro, like I gotta like take this to my own hands, take this in my own hands, bro. I'm doing this on my own, bro. So this is, I believe, Tails' final act, and he is racing Dr. Eggman this time in Speed Highway, which is, like I said, an underrated level of all time, man. This is so amazing, such an amazing level. And it's pretty easy, as you can imagine, because Tails can fly, but so can Eggman in his little egg hovercraft, whatever the hell it's called. So, but you know, you got these little thingies that helps Tails move, and he beats Eggman pretty easily. And then yeah, Eggman's like, man, screw you, bro, you beat me to that missile. So you know what, I'm gonna make you pay, bro. I'm gonna beat you, little fox. Like, you wanna run my ones? I bet. So I am pulling up with my robot. I'm pulling up with my robot. You thought that was the enemy, bro? You thought I was done? Nah, bro. Look at my greatest invention, apparently, quote unquote, like this guy. So that he pulls up with his very, very cool robot. I don't know what the hell he calls it. We were about to see right now. But like, I bet. Like, get out of here. And Tails like, nah, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. You know, he's trying to, like, you know, boost his confidence up, you know. And yeah, now we are gonna fight the Egg Walker. Finally, this is Tails' final boss right here, and it's pretty simple. So you basically spin that tail spin right there onto like his blue thingies for his legs, so it crashes down, and when that Eggman crashes down, that's when you hit him. So boom, and then it hit me a couple times, yeah. But at the end of the day, I managed to beat him, and that is Tails' final boss right there.
Hey, I did it!
That is Tails.
You saved the day! You're the best!
And see y'all next month.
I did it all by myself!